The US men's national team is very unique when compared to other national teams. And the United States of America is a country where a good percentage of the population has or is eligible to have 2 or more passports. And that's pretty evident when you look at our very own national team, where plenty of players were and are eligible to play for other countries, like Ricardo Pepi was for the United States and Mexico, Christian Pulisic for Croatia, Serginho Dest for the Netherlands, and many others, even though the names I just mentioned are already cap-tied to the US men's national team. So right now, who are the dual nationals that are not cap-tied to the United States and should be a top priority? Let's talk about it. Hello. If you're new here, I'm Filippo and welcome to Tactical Manager TV. And today I want to give you 3 dual nationals that the United States must cap-tie as soon as possible. And at the end of this video, I'm also going to give a few shout-outs. Now listen, Mauricio Pochettino doesn't seem to enjoy the idea of recruiting dual nationals. And I get it. In Argentina, it doesn't really make much sense. The same goes for Brazil. But for the US men's national team, it does 100% make sense. Because even a player developed in Major League Soccer can be a dual national that is torn between 2 countries. I'm not saying that you need to beg a player to play for the United States, but some level of recruitment is needed. Even though, if it's a dual national goalkeeper right now and he is really good, I am willing to beg. Also understand that there are different types of dual nationals. We have dual nationals developed in the United States of America, like Ricardo Pepi. And then we have some dual nationals that are developed abroad and they're even raised abroad, like Balogun, Musa, Johnny, Dest, and a few others. Regardless of that, most of the time, they do require some level of recruitment, just like Ricardo Pepi did, even though he was born and raised in the United States. Again, recruitment, not begging. But you know what I'm going to beg? I'm going to beg you to hit the like button in this video, because if you don't do that, you're a loser, so don't be a loser. And let me know in the comment section of this video which dual national should be a top priority right now, and tell me why. And this video is brought to you by SoulRare, but more on that later. Roll the episode. The first dual national that I want to talk about is a player that actually would be quite urgent because he would 100% be ready to make our roster, possibly even fight for a starting spot, and his name is Nathaniel Brown. He's a 21-year-old left back that plays for Eintracht Frankfurt, and he is German-American. Brown is currently 21 and he broke out in the Bundesliga this season. At the time of this recording, he scored 3 goals and provided 7 assists in 23 games. And this guy's a left back, so, you know, getting goals and getting assists ain't that easy. He also can play left midfielder, and honestly, from what I've seen, he can definitely play as a winger as well. He's a very technical player, smooth on the ball, and can be very dangerous going forward. He makes also some very intelligent runs off the ball. That's how most of his goals happened this season. Now, Brown has only represented Germany at the youth level, and he has played an official youth competition for them, which from my understanding, it means he is provisionally cap-tied to Germany, and it would require a one-time switch to play for the United States of America. Now, is he willing to do the one-time switch? I don't know. You don't know. Most people don't know. I don't even know if Nathaniel Brown knows. And understand that he was born in Germany to an American father and German mother. He is eligible to play for the United States. In late 2024, in an article released by the German magazine called Kicker, he said that there hadn't been any contact from US Soccer, which sucks. But the good news is he didn't rule out the idea of representing the US men's national team. Essentially, the door is open. That's what I'm trying to say. If he really wanted to play just for Germany, he would just come out and say it. Why not, right? Now, why hasn't US Soccer reached out to him? It beats the living crap out of me. And listen, this kid is very talented and he could possibly play for Germany's senior team in the near future. As for the US men's national team, he would be the immediate backup to Anthony Robinson and possibly starting or a backup winger for the United States depending on injuries. We likely won't have Tim Weah this summer, so Brown can be an option on the wing. And the reason I said we likely won't have Tim Weah this summer is because he will be with Juventus in the Club World Cup. Also, A-Rob needs a backup or a player that can even challenge him for that starting spot. So if I was Mauricio Pochettino, which I 100% am not, you know, I am taller and better looking Tom Cruise, I would bring Nathaniel Brown to the Gold Cup. He can be the immediate backup to A-Rob and even get a few minutes here and there. You can rotate him, let him play. And if Weah can't go because he might be with Juventus, you can actually have Christian Pulisic on the left wing and Brown on the right wing. Or just flip them with Pulisic on the right wing and Brown on the left wing. Or just an option off the bench. Regardless, Nathaniel Brown is a player that could have an immediate impact for the U.S. men's national team right now. And if he wants to come for the Gold Cup, Pochettino should 100% call him up. On a side note, his card is super volatile on SoRare, peaking in April at $18 and crashing down all the way to like $2. And then it slowly recovered to $9, which is still a 50% decline. So buy the dip. Actually, do not listen to my financial advice. I am the worst when it comes to that. I am literally the guy that would buy a home in 2007 or buy a tech stock in like 2000. I usually buy stuff at the peak of the bubble. So never listen to me on any of that. But one thing's for sure, this guy's card on SoRare is super volatile. And if you want to play SoRare, the link will be in the description. With a special offer, if you buy any cards at any price, even $1, you will get $50 in credit. The link will be in the description of this video. Okay, now we're off to Duo National number 2. And if you haven't already, don't forget to drop a like in this video. And his name is Noahkai Banks. And you know, he might actually not require much recruiting. Pochettino would probably just have to call him up for the Gold Cup. Noahkai Banks was born in Hawaii, the beautiful Hawaii. I've been there. That's a wonderful place that I highly recommend anyone visiting. And he was born there to an American dad and German mom. But he has been in Germany for a long time. I mean, he was already playing with Augsburg in their U10s, and he's currently 18. He's eligible to play for Germany, but there's no indication that he will at the time of this recording. Listen, he has only represented the U.S. men's national team at the youth level. He is definitely ours to lose, and in the summer, for this Gold Cup, Pochettino can bring a 26-man roster. With that said, is Noahkai Banks ready right now? Most likely not. Even though he's played some Bundesliga games and he looked like he belonged, he held his own just fine at age 18, I don't think he would be a starter for the US, not even close to that. He's not ahead of McKenzie, Richards, maybe not even Ream, Carter Vickers. But could he be the 5th center back of this roster? You're bringing 26 players. I don't see the point of bringing a Miles Robinson, Walker Zimmerman, or Austin Trusty. Just bring Noahkai Banks as the 5th option. If he continues to develop, he might actually be useful right away in the 2026 World Cup. So in my opinion, you bring him in, we cap tie him because he's a very promising, talented ball-playing defender, and then during the World Cup, he might be ready. He's a different type of defender from what we see in the United States. He can actually dribble into space. He can actually pick a pass, and he's very athletic too. He can defend very well. I would bring him to the Gold Cup. That's my opinion. Will Pochettino do that? Probably not. I do want to add one thing though. He is currently dealing with a thigh injury. Assuming he is healthy by June, I would 100% call him to the Gold Cup as the 5th center back. Remember, he's still dealing with a thigh injury, but we are still a month and a half away from the Gold Cup, so I'm assuming he will be healthy. Give him this experience and cap tie him. He could absolutely be at the level where we need him by the World Cup, and he could possibly make our roster just by being good enough. So give him this experience. Now, before we talk about Duo National number 3, a quick word from the sponsor of this video, SoRare. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Do you collect sports cards? Do you play fantasy sports? Yes, no, maybe. If you said yes to any of that, I got something for you. And if you said no, you might still want to stick around. Tactical Manager TV is partnering up with SoRare with a special offer. The link will be in the description. In SoRare, you can collect your own virtual cards of your favorite players. And then you may be asking, why would I want to collect virtual cards? Well, you can line them up on 5-a-side games every single week. And if your players perform in real life, you can win actual money, signed jerseys, game tickets, or even more cards to improve your own club. And you can also get unique experiences like a friend of the channel, Fiago, that got to meet Zinedine Zidane. You know what's also cool? They also have the NBA and Major League Baseball. I'm mainly gonna just stick to soccer, but you do you. What I really like about Sorare, before we even partnered with them, is that they're unlike other fantasy games, where you have to pay per play. In Sorare, you pay to get the players you want permanently as cards, and then you can play multiple times using those same cards, at least until the player retires, win rewards if your players perform in real life. You can also buy undervalued player cards for cheap, then hold, use them in the future when they improve or develop, and then you can even sell that card when its value goes up for better ones. Or just keep the money yourself. And if you use the link in the description of this video, you will get $50 in credit after buying your first 5 cards through auctions or instant buy at any prices. Play with responsibility. All right, enjoy. Okay, we are back. Welcome back. Duo National number 3, and the last one that I'll mention in this video after I give a few shout outs, is a name that you probably heard me talk about him before. And his name is Anrie Chase from Stuttgart. Chase is a 21-year-old Japanese-American center back that plays for Stuttgart in Germany. Based on the games that I have watched, including when he faced Real Madrid, playing as a right back actually for that game, he seems to be ahead of Noahkai Banks, which makes sense. He's like 3 years older. And we should call him up sooner rather than later, you know, before Japan actually calls him up for the senior team, which they haven't done yet at the time of this recording. The problem is, he has been injured for the past few months with a torn muscle, which means we will likely not be able to call him up this summer. The good news there, though, is Japan won't do it as well. So he's not going to get cap-tied by Japan, but we also can't cap-tie him right now. He started the season showing flashes of talent despite being shaky at times, but you could tell the kid is good. And regardless of those performances, Japan still didn't call him up any time this season. Now, there were moments where he played as a right back, like I mentioned, the Real Madrid game, which very often coaches do that to young center backs. Chris Richards played as a right back when he was younger in Germany, but don't let that fool you. Anrie Chase is a center back. With that said, is Chase leaning more towards the United States or to Japan? The truth is, no one knows, but we have some clues and hints here and there that we can use and help us make a calculated guess. Chase was born in Japan to an American dad at age 3, and then he moved to the United States where he lived for 9 years. At age 12, he moved back to Japan, and then around the time that he was 18, he moved to Germany and joined Stuttgart's second team. So he lived 9 years in the United States, 9 years in Japan, and roughly 3 years in Germany. So far, he has only played for Japanese youth teams at the U23s and U20s. Which, you know, makes it seem like Japan has an advantage. Now, he was interviewed by a Japanese website back in late 2024 when, you know, he was asked about playing for the US men's national team. He responded saying, yes, it's not impossible. So quite clearly, he doesn't reject that idea of playing for the US men's national team. The door is still open. But then the same news website, whatever you want to call it, they also asked him, do you have any preference for the Japanese national team? To which Anrie Chase responded saying, well, the national team is still a distant world. At the moment, my mind is full of things related to my team. I'm just going to let it happen naturally. I'm happy to hear that the United States national team or MLS clubs are interested, but I don't really think about it. It feels like he refused to answer, saying that yes, he does have a preference for Japan. He kind of left it wide open. My point is, he refused to commit to the Japanese national team. In this same interview, there was a moment where he said that he has struggled and still struggles with Japanese society at times, of how you have to be overly respectful to anyone that's older than you, essentially. And listen, I'm for us being respectful to like everyone, someone the same age, older, younger, I get that. And I'm not here to judge Japanese culture, but from what I've heard, it's a little bit over the top there when compared to the United States. There's no right or wrong right there. It's just how their culture is, how our culture is. So I can see how that can be an issue for Anrie Chase that lived 9 years in the United States from ages 3 to 12. And keep in mind that his dad is also American, so he brings that American culture within. So I can see how, from a cultural standpoint, he can struggle with Japan. And that gives the US men's national team an advantage. So what I think is when push comes to shove, if the United States really wants him, he will likely go with the US men's national team. I mean, let's put it this way. Right now, it's probably 50-50. but I do think he's more likely to pick the United States if both teams called him up at the same time. He might actually help us a ton in the 2026 World Cup if he continues to develop, even though we're only 1 year away, and by then he'll be around 22. But let me know what you think. Do you think Anrie Chase is leaning more towards the US or Japan? And I'm going to put the link to the interview in the description of this video so you can go check it out yourself. If you don't speak Japanese like me, you're going to have to kind of use Google Translate so you can understand what's going on. It's not perfect, but at least you know what the kid said. Now to close the video, I want to give a few shout outs, and I'm going to be super quick. I'm not going to talk much about these players, and they are: one dual national is the German-American forward Damien Downs, but I doubt that Germany will want him, so he can be an option for the US men's national team to keep an eye on. He can be like the fourth center forward most likely in case one of the top three get injured, which would be Pepe, Balogun, and Sargent. The other one is Mathis Albert, a winger that plays for the Dortmund Academy. He's a major talent. He's apparently eligible to play for the United States, Germany, and France. He's among the top prospects at Dortmund right now. He turned 16 this month of May, and he has only played for US youth teams, and he started his youth career at the LA Galaxy. The other one I want to shout out is Austyn Jones, a forward from PSV. He just turned 17, and based on the scouting reports, this kid is a goal-scoring machine, and it looks like the Dutch are interested in him, and hopefully the United States as well. He's been with the US U17 camps from what I heard, but he's mainly played with the Dutch youth national teams more than the US. And that's all. Damien Downs, Mathis Albert, and Austyn Jones are three that I wanted to give a shout out. You let me know if I missed out on any others, because there are plenty of dual nationals to talk about. I just picked roughly 3 to talk about a lot and 3 to give a shout out. I want to thank you all very much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like before you go. And next week, we have a 2-part interview with Eric Wijnaldum. It's going to be lots of fun. Y'all love the Alexi one, so you're going to love the one with Eric as well. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.